Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble and on Patreon for extra support. Any kind of updates and the such usually I go about on Twitter X. And later today, we'll get another Midnight Suns episode. Again, I've been having a blast playing this game, and I'm managed to at least every day record a couple of videos, so that's why I can maintain this scheduling, one per day between Monday to Saturday. And yeah, basically that's it. Again, I'm just a reminder, my schedule is a little bit all over the place with my freelancer schedule, which is no schedule at all, and I've been having some difficulties getting some time to get around and continue my live stream stuff here, between this new game plus Elden Ring, or continuing with that Stranding gameplay there. Other than that, everything seems to be on schedule. I don't foresee any kind of delays or any kind of alterations there. So let's go to the news. Again, now we got rumors on the Nvidia front there regarding RTX, the 5000 series. Again, it's not surprising that supposedly there's going to be higher power requirements. Um, my main nitpick with this is the continuation with the adoption of the 16-pin power connector, or the 12-volt power connector, the second version, or whatever you want to call it. It's still the 12-volt power connector, even though it's been tweaked to avoid the burning of the connectors themselves. But again, the fact that it's going to demand a little bit more power from, at least according to these rumors, it's going to need more power than previous generation. They say here that the 4090 was TDP around 450 on some models. Um, Even though some of them usually go about to 600 watts, which is basically the limit of 12-volt power pins. Again, I don't think this 12-volt power shouldn't be handling this kind of amount of power, given the fact that the physical connectors themselves and the physical wires and everything, I don't think they are capable of delivering a consistent power delivery without any kind of degradation on the connector itself there. Regardless, being on the power supply, we had a couple of cases there burning on the power supply side of things, or even on the GPU side, which which is the side that we see more checkholes, or it's not checkholes that I want to mention, more constraints in terms of the power delivery, more resistant in the connection, because we can have from the splitter to the connector itself. Some people use adapters there, and it just introduces a little bit more resistant on the power delivery there. But yeah, other than that, I don't know what is going to be with this 5000 series. I don't know if you see out of the gate, even starting 58 is just burning out. Even though we got some boards that have that 8 power, I think it's an 8 power PCI Express connector on some motherboards exclusively to be handling NVIDIA GPUs supposedly. um, Again, at the time I said that this might be trying to get away with some mitigation in terms of power delivery from the 12-volt power connector there. But I don't think it's a feasible alternative, because then for you to supposedly, let's say, to have a 5000 series GPU, you have to buy a new motherboard that has that connector, so it can be integrated with the power delivery on the system itself. Again, I see too much stuff happening just because of just one bad design connector there. I do believe that it's possible to deliver 600-watt power through a connector, but it has to be designed properly. They made a huge mistake doing the way they did it here. At least that's my uh, perception, even though I don't have any kind of engineering degree. But from all the information that I've been seeing, that seems to be the main culprit, is the design of the 12-volt power pin connector there. I think it's not suitable, doesn't have high enough tolerances there to handle this kind of demand of 600 powers as a ceiling there. I think they should revamp just should revamp this 12-volt power pin. They can maintain 12-volt power pin, just need to increase again the physical connector there, so there is a reduction on the resistance of the connections between the power delivery to the GPU there. Or else I will think we will see the continuation of connectors burning through. If this starts all over again, I don't think people will be very happy with it. And in the end, um, even if we see the sand spins functioning as they should, we will start to see some degradation in terms of performance of the GPUs themselves. Because if there is an issue regarding the sand spins, they just don't deliver the power needed for the graphic card, and I think we will see some underwhelming performance on that front there. And I hopefully AMD will not adopt this. I think I heard some rumblings they want to adopt this connector. I don't think it's a pretty good idea. Again, turning back to the fact that is the design, it's a flawed design. I don't think it's very well conceived in overall, even though AMD was in the consortium that designed this this connection. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this is going to turn out to be a shit show of or else. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for more information. Continuing with more hardware, we got some discounts here. The Ryzen 7000 series, so the Zen 4 CPUs are now a little bit cheaper on in the deal on Amazon. And again, this reinforces that even with all the tweaks that they did on Zen 5 regarding the launch of the new BIOS stuff and all the tweaks that you can do there. In terms of gaming, Zen 5, in terms of uplifting, in terms of performance, comparatively to Zen 4, you don't see basically any difference, especially for the price to performance side of things. And now we got the 7950X is available around $410. Usually it goes around 450, between 450 and 500. And again, the 9950X, which is the counterpart, is going around 620. It's a huge discount there. If you're thinking about the high end, I think you might still stick with the 7950X, which is basically around almost $200 less. And with that money, you can buy an excellent motherboard, or you can buy more, or you can save it for a GPU or whatever it is, DDR memory. I don't know, depending of your situation. You can get an excellent motherboard. B650, it's more than good enough for the 7950 X CPU, and the same situation is on par with the 7700X. This is my CPU that I've been using, and it's now at around $220. Again, this is a huge discount. Basically, I think I bought it at the time when it was around $300 and or more equivalent on the market that I bought it, and still was I considered a good deal, considering at the time that there was no Zen 5. There was still I took a chance on the AM5 platform, and I thought at the time the 7700X was the best price to performance option that I got there on that platform. And now it's a well reduced price here, given that the 9700X costs around $350, even though it is $10 below MSRP. But again, $130 discount for the 7700X comparatively to its counterpart on this new generation, which it is again, even with $140 you can buy a good motherboard. I think the decent motherboards you can around 150. So again, if you're trying to take a chance on this new M5 platform, you can buy an okay motherboard, $130 give or take, or I think 150 if not mistake on the US market. Again, I refer to a video that Hardware Unbox did They did a roundup of all the 650 motherboards, and you got excellent price to performance options around this kind of price tag here. I think it's a good option. You still go for the 7700X. It performs very well in terms of gaming and even on production. Again, it's only an 8-core, 16-thread CPU, but it still performs well given the price there. It's basically almost half the price of the 7950X, and in terms of gaming performs around the same thing. Don't see a huge difference there. And you can get a, a good price performance at this price point. I think it's one of the best options at this moment in time, given that, again, competition Intel is a shit show. You never know if you're going to get a completely screwed up Intel CPU with some degradation or some, and I think even the microcode updates are not what they are announcing to be. So yeah, at this moment, I think the 7700X is at around this price point the best price performance option that you can get if you're building a new machine, or even if you are upgrading to AM5 power. I think it's a good option there. Um, or else you can go to the 7800X 3D, which is the top tier performance for CPU. Uh, then again, everything comes about the budget that you have and what kind of resolution and frame rate target that you want to achieve with your system. All of that will have to take into consideration on the purchase of the CPU there. Again, if you're going to play 4K 60 frames like my target frame is, the 7700 is more than enough. Even playing 1440p or even 1080p, it performs very well. um, if you're going to play competitive 1080p and you want to achieve hundreds of frames, this CPU is still good. But if you really want to take a chance there, you can buy the 7800 X3D, which is still the top tier price to performance, even performance to energy consumption in terms of CPU stuff there. But yeah, it is what it is. And then with this, I think they still the bundle available with two games on these two CPUs. Again, it's depending on where you buy them from, in which region that you buy from, you can get these two games. Even though for me, it's they don't add any value, which is Warhammer for 40k Space Marine 2 and this Unknown Nine Awakening, which seems to be a DEI game. And even if it wasn't a DEI game, the videos that been showing out gameplay, it's a shit show of a game. Everything seems to be very cluttered. The mechanics seems to be completely janky. Yeah, I'm not liking what I'm seeing from that game. But yeah, in terms of hardware, this is what I got here. Then we got some rumors regarding Black Myth Wukong, supposedly to receive two DLC expansions before the release of the sequel. Again, this is a huge rumor. Um, Officially, there is no plans, from what I can get, any kind of sequel or something like that. There might be, mainly because I think this stems a lot by the fact that at the time, Game Science wanted to release the full game. They wanted to release it with a 13 chapter kind of a story there arc. And again, they are a small team. I think they reduced the scope for 6 chapters because again, they or else it will be on ad infinitum in terms of development there. And I think they took a chance. Okay, we're at least going to do the 6 chapters. It's a roundabout number. I think we can get the arc from Sun Wukong kind of wrap up there. And if it game say well, maybe you can do a sequel later or something like that. Or, as the rumor suggests, they might launch 2 DLCs. I don't know, a couple of chapters for each DLC. We don't know. Because supposedly a source for this leaker discovered some audio files for Buddha shaped Emperor Nisa, who said supposedly to have a bigger role in the studio's next game. So basically, the sequel. Uh, Again, this could be just because this was disclosed on his own Discord. I don't know, trying to get more people on Discord. Again, these rumors and the such. It's interesting to dive deep. given that the success of Black Myth Wukong, it tends to get around now having the possibility of having DLC or trying to accelerate the sequel to try to capitalize on the success of their own game. Again, even the rumors said if there is an announcement regarding any kind of these things, they might wait until next year, so the year anniversary of the game there. We don't know. Again, this is all rumors, even though it's interesting that from 13 chapters they have planned at the first on the beginning of the development of the game, they reduce it to focus on 6 chapters only. It reduces itself to some DLCs there, but then again, we don't have enough information there. I think I'm not sure if they did launch on Xbox. No, yeah, but they did say that they're coming after the Xbox port and physical copies are out. Again, so they are still trying to find a way of getting this game launched on Xbox. Again, I think this game and a lot of new games that are coming out are going to have some issues launching on Xbox, like the next game that I'm coming to cover here, Enotria, the last song. Again, this one's also delayed for Xbox. Again, I think this comes because of the Xbox Series X, X, no, S, the weaker version of Xbox. Again, Xbox only lets developers launch games on their own platform if they can be playable, at least playable on the both of those hardware pieces there. And again, we got a lot of Unreal Engine 5 games coming out, or more demanding, more graphical demanding games, and Xbox Series S basically cannot handle um, the requirements of those game engines in a large sense of the thing. In the developers have to lose a lot of time trying to go for trying to tweak the game itself to be to run decently. I think it's 30 frames at least with the dynamic resolution between 720p and up, with 30 frames, something like that. The hardware is very weak, and I think that's why we're seeing a lot of developers just delay launches on Xbox. That tends to come out in some gaming outlets or supposed game outlets, depending on where they're coming from, that there is some kind of exclusive deal with PlayStation, which I don't think it's the case. I think developers and some publishers, they prefer and tend to go forward launching in the more platforms possible at launch. But it seems that Xbox Series X is being a hurdle for a lot of, especially smaller studios, to develop and fine tune the game itself to Xbox Series X. And I think that's why we've been seeing also this game. Um, they delayed on Xbox indefinitely, uh, and they seemingly they are focusing on at least launch on time on September 18 for PC and PS5, and then we'll see how it goes. Yeah, uh, as they say, despite our best efforts and the hard work of our dedicated team, we've encountered challenges that have delayed our release on Xbox platform. Again, they don't refer the that console in specific, but we already seen even on Avowed, we saw some things that they had more difficulties fine tuning the game for the Xbox Series X, S, sorry. And we see a lot of developers with these kind of things having more difficulties um, to launch the games and fine tune the performance there for Xbox platform. Again, I think Xbox did a huge error on launching when they launched these two variants of the same console, and they cornered themselves in a loophole of hell of launching of wanting to launch more games on their platform, but you can only launch on our platform if the game is playable at least on the both of those devices. Again, it's a loophole of hell in terms of for developers and also for again for having more games on your platform. I think this is again they corner themselves. They I think they might accelerate the launch of the next version, I think next year we might see, we already have some stuff coming out, rumors coming out from PS5 Pro, with the new APU stuff from AMD and the new APU and RDNA 3.5 or 4. I don't know. There's some stuff happening there. On that front, I don't follow that much, and I think Xbox should follow suit. If not launching the Xbox Pro version, just launch a completely new console there to break this cycle of not having games on their own platform, and just stick with the new hardware instead of. It's going to be a shit show for them to come out of this place, and the fact that they are losing a lot of money and they spend a lot of money acquiring new studios to have games on their own platform, which is hell to develop in. But yeah, and finally we got here a teaser here: Survivor Horror Dungeons RPG, Lurks Within Walls. Again, it's kind of a teaser trailer, like 20, 30 seconds or so. What it catches me here is the fact that it's kind of survival horror meets modern dungeon crawling, and the fact that it's inspired on games like Resident Evil, Parasite Eve, Megami Tensei, features monster designed by Siren Head Direct Head creator. Again, I will wishlist this one and see if it comes out to be a good game. Again, the screenshots themselves seems pretty interesting. Seems to be turn-based in terms of kind of not action roguelike, but some kind of roguelike elements there. So you go about, I assume, escape from wherever you are, and it's going to be turn-based with some roguelike elements there, in the sense you have to have several runs, and I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this turns out to be. But yeah, in terms of news, this is it. We're going for free games on Epic Games Store. We still have the older Fallout games here. So Fallout, Fallout 2, and Fallout Tactics. On Steam, we got still Hogwarts Legacy, 70% off, 60% off on No Man's Sky. Now it's on available on Steam also. We got Red Dead Redemption 2, 60% on the base game and 65% off on the Ultimate Edition. We got Planet of Lana, 45% off. We got The Long Dark. We got, I think, again, I always get confused here. The Quiet Apocalypse bundle, I think it's the most complete version of the game there. Then we got also The Invincible, 44% off. Again, very narrative driven. Seems pretty good. This one is already in Unreal Engine 5, even though it's very narrative driven. Very interesting. Then we got on GOG, we got Alien Isolation, the collection. Again, it's got my stamp of approval, this game. I played it a long time ago, but it's still well worth the price of admission. We got also Children of Morta, 71% off on the complete edition, so got all the playable DLC. This is one of those that I would like to do a series also. I find it interesting here. The setup of the story and the fact that it is isometric, and not bullet hell, but got some action roguelike elements also there. I think it's a pretty decent game. It's got very positive feedback. 40% on Dredge also, and lastly we got here The Flame in the Flood, 80% off. It's got positive reviews on Steam, but and the fact that the game is very cheap here on the sale here. I think it's also got some roguelike elements. I think you do several runs until you manage to, or it's like a survival thing. You just do runs until you manage to complete the thing, the game. I think that's how it works. And then we got Tomb Raider Game of the Year Edition, 80% off, all the DLC associated with it. And again, on GOG, you don't have any kind of online activation shenanigans here, or having online connection to play the game, which is always good. But yeah, this is it for today. I just going to wrap up here with the plug on my Patreon. The extra support from the Patreon at this moment in time is for me to try and figure out a better storage solution, so I can have backups of the stuff that I do for my clients, and of course extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next one. So till then, Kunamy Master out.